Hello and welcome back to the Lee's Summit Town Hall podcast. I'm your host, Nick Parker. Quick reminder before we get started, I'm excited about this episode. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be fun. And really, it's just fun because I'm going to make a little announcement. But before we start, let's remind everybody, this podcast is brought to the good people by our friends at Budget Blinds Lee's Summit. Budget Blinds Lee's Summit is your home for enlightened style shades. They're also your home for everything, really everything cool for your house. Like if you want them robot shades. You want your shades to go up and down at the touch of a button on your phone, or maybe through your voice. You can do that Alexa thing or the Google thing or whatever. You can make all that happen. You want some throw pillows? They got them. I think they got some lighting. They got it. They got everything. They got everything you need. But really, what I'm always intrigued by are the robot shades. I need some. I need to stop talking about it. It's been a while. I've been talking about it for a while. I need to go get them. I need to make this happen. They are also a great local family running a local business. So, shop local, support local. When you're ready to make your home a smart home, go see our friends at Budget Blinds of Lee's Summit right in the heart of downtown. Tell them Nick sent you. All right. Ready? Announcement time. I have been doing Link to Lee's Summit since spring of 2016. We've done 839 episodes of this, your Lee's Summit Town Hall podcast. So this is recording number 840. If you can believe that. It's weird. It's hard for me to believe. For the first time, I've had a couple of partners on the podcast, but for the first time since we started Link to Lee's Summit, I'm bringing in someone kind of on staff. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Vanessa Hickman, you've been on the podcast a couple times, but Vanessa Hickman is coming on board. She's going to help with the community engagement. Gonna help raise kind of some of our business partnerships with local businesses so that we can continue to do things we want to do, which is really everything here is three things. We want to tell local stories. Lee's Summit. That's all we want to do. We want to tell local stories here in town. We want to promote local businesses, and we want to serve the community. And that last one is really what, Vanessa, we're gonna focus on, because in addition to you coming on board, we're switching up the focus a little bit. We're gonna do a lot more focus on the serving the community part, on all those local nonprofits that are here in town that are doing good work, that are out doing good, helping people in our community, helping to grow and let it become more awesome than it already is. I think we all love this place that we call home, but there are a lot of people out there doing good, and we want to shine a little spotlight on them. We want to connect them to people who want to volunteer, who maybe want to donate, maybe want to serve as a board member, or however.
All the things.
So Vanessa Hickman, welcome to the team.
Thank you. I am so happy to be here. I worked with you on and off for a long time with the I Can Relate podcast, and just asking questions and being curious. You were like, hey, listen, this is what I want to do. Let's do it. So I'm like, let's do it. Let's try it.
I don't even remember how it came about, if I asked you or if it was just we were talking one time and it just kind of.
I think we were just talking and you were like, we can do that. We can do that.
Well, and I like to say that you are one of us, and that there are people around town who just don't know how to say no. And we like to get involved in things. I don't know if it's because we get bored or we just see that, somebody asks and we're like, well, I don't want to be mean and say, no, I can't help you. And sometimes I don't know how to help them, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you're that person, which is awesome. We serve together on the Lee's Summit Social Services Board. We've done a couple other things together through Lee's Summit Cares, and like you said, that awesome teen podcast project, yes. I Can Relate, which we'll be kicking off here again in the next couple months for a 5th season.
Wow.
I think that's right.
I didn't know it was
for a 5th season of giving teens a microphone so they can talk about things they feel like they need to talk about. But let's focus on Link to Lee's Summit on the Town Hall podcast and what you're going to be doing, which is really, I think, just talking to businesses. How can we help promote them, but also how can we connect them with some of those nonprofits around town, right?
Yes. So my interest came in when you brought up the nonprofit piece. So I'm all about nonprofit. I've always worked in nonprofit. I always tell people since I was 15 years old. But I also know the struggle of working for a nonprofit. how to get people to know about you, to support you, to give. That's hard. I have never worked for like a huge nonprofit where they're like, we're good. So
you know what? I know some of the bigger ones. I don't think they've ever said, nah, we're good.
But
they
always need more. And just the interest of how do we get their voices heard? Just kind of like I Can Relate. How do we give voices to our youth? I think this is like, how do we give voices to our nonprofit? Make their voices larger, enlarge their territory, which is what I like to say. So having all of them in one place, to me, it is not a competition. It's definitely not a competition, but it gives our community one place to look for whatever their needs are, whatever they want to do. If you want to be, like you said, on the board, if you want to serve in any way, cook a meal, be a driver, if you want to
put up a sign,
put anything, you will have that opportunity to do that. If you want to go to 5 galas and support them that way, 'cause that's what I like to do. Dress up and head on out.
That's where you and I are a little bit opposite. You love a gala.
I love a good gala, honey. Oh, yes. But I want, I knew that was for me, my need. But I'm like, I bet there's other people out there who want to do this, who want to know and do the same thing and support the same way, but not have to ask or hear about. We have we were talking about, we have a new revolution of people wanting to volunteer and coming in and do those things, but they don't know how to they don't know how to look for a place. So we're making it easy for them. One spot, one place.
I think that's key because a couple things you said. First, having one spot, I think is a big one, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. I think the other is that we're going through like a little change in the community, and it is both difficult and scary, but also exciting, I think. And I think if we can flip that script a little bit, it really can be exciting because, look, there is kind of a changing of the guard a little bit, I feel like, in Lee Summit. There are, every community has a group of people that get things done, right? That have given of time, of treasure, of all those things. That group for a long time in Lee Summit is getting older. They're kind of aging out.
We love them, though. We want to give
them
a break.
But they need a break.
They need a break.
And also, as every nonprofit does, what is the next group? Who are those people that are going to be the next group that have the time, that have the treasure, that have the that get up and go, that are going to go do things, right?
Yes.
That want to participate. And so I think that's where I have heard around town for the last several years, I wish there was a spot.
Yes.
I wish there was a hub. And I think that was something that you said, and I just thought to myself, well, we do. I mean, like the technology and the capabilities of it exists.
Right.
Let's just focus a little bit. And that's what I want to do anyway. Look, 800, this is the 840th episode. I've talked a lot.
I'm making you do it.
I have a voice and I love doing it. And
Yes.
I like interviewing people and telling their stories. But I think twisting it a little bit and making sure that more, when we first started, we did this. We talked to a lot of nonprofits and let them tell their story, but we're going to do it again. We're going to do it a little more intentionally. We're going to get more of them.
Yes.
And that's the thing is I think when you think of nonprofits in town, there's probably 10 or 20 that people can list off. Maybe. But
that's a lot because maybe 5 or 6.
But there's
more.
Even more.
But we know those core people, those core.
And they cover a lot more areas of need than you initially think of. Right. I think a lot of people right off the bat think of Lee Summit Social Services, think of Meals on Wheels, think of One Good Meal, think of Cold Water, Hillcrest, right?
Right.
But there are other needs and there are other groups, and I think there are a lot of people that have the ability, the want to, and the capacity to serve those and others. So if we can kind of hone in and keep spreading the word, then there's one place you can go look and maybe connect to a story. And that's something I've always said is find the one that connects to you. Find the one that stirs your passion. And then it's so easy. I mean, when we started doing this at Town Hall, it was to show how easy it is to get involved.
Wow. That
it's not difficult, but sometimes you just got to know. You got to know what's out there. And that's where I think you're going to be key in this, because so many people. You also you have no qualms about walking into any room and letting your voice be heard.
What are you doing? Hey, me.
No, you are an awesome, charismatic, extroverted person. And add on top of that, you have a passion for all of these things and for this place. For Lee Summit, you didn't grow up here. You adopted Lee Summit, and you are passionate about telling people, this is my home. I raised my family here, and I'm staying here. I love that about you.
I'm not going. No. Yeah, I think it will be, I look at it like we're planting a seed. So you plant that seed by giving people one place to look and piquing their interest. And they're like, you know what, maybe I can give here. Or maybe I can go out and get an extra bag of groceries. That's where it starts. Maybe, and then the next time you're like, well, maybe I am good at tutoring. Maybe I can, tutor a Prodeo student, or, just we're planting a seed of interest in people where even if they may be looking for a new car or something, they can look at one of these nonprofit organizations and say, you know what? Let me see what else I can do. Let me see what I can do for the next generation. So this new generation, this new wave of adults that are coming up and looking to volunteer, we're making it easy for them, so you won't be discouraged. I don't want people to get discouraged. So I think if we can do the work and make it easy and then get nonprofits to get financial help and volunteers and board members, it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
And I think reminding people, too, that volunteering for a lot of these groups is fun.
It is fun.
I mean, I have made some of my dearest, closest friends in this town through volunteer efforts, through these different things, right? I mean, I stumbled into the Downtown Lee Summit group, and I will tell you, I love it. Even I'm going to roll off the board after what feels like forever on their board. I tease them. I love it, but I'm going to roll off the board in a year. Mm-hmm. My terms will be up and all, but I'm not going anywhere. Those are some of my closest friends. I love that I can say I had a very tiny, tiny role in the growth of it in the last 10 or whatever years.
It's a big role, Nick.
I mean, like that staff is amazing. I just, an obnoxious guy with a microphone. That's really what I do. but I love working with them. We have a lot of fun. I've made great friends there. Same with social services. Mm-hmm. Same with, we were doing the quick list, right? And then you brought up Prodeo, and I'm like, oh, I didn't say them out loud. But I think that's one that, because of where you and I have kind of inserted ourselves in the community, we know about it. But I feel like there are a lot of other people that connect to it if they just knew. If they just met Elaine Metcalf, who runs it. Hey, by the way, we're recording this. It's happy birthday, Elaine. Actually, wait a minute. Are you ready for this? Happy birthday, Elaine Metcalf. Birthday. See, look, we can shine a light by doing little things like that. But if you meet Elaine and you realize, you might find out that stirs a personal passion of yours, but maybe your business is a great fit to help out too.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
For what they can do. And I think that's the connection I'm hoping you can help me with, is kind of, there's so many good businesses here in town and people who own them, local people who own them or manage them, that I think maybe don't know or haven't found that matchup yet, and there'll be great ways for them to work out.
I was participating in the art walk last Friday, and we have so many new residents in Lee Summit who don't know about our nonprofits in our community. So we're also tapping into that too. Our community is growing like crazy, and a lot of people don't know. I also met today a new business that's been here for 4 months, had no clue about any of our nonprofits in our community. So they're wanting to get in touch and wanting to tap into that too. So that need is being met too by what we're about to do for Link to Lee Summit.
That's awesome. And I think that's the key, is really what we're trying to do is just make some connections. And some of it came from, I'm going to bring up Elaine again. She asked me one time, she's like, can you just help me? I just want 30 minutes in front of some people. I don't want to make a pitch.
Right.
I just want to tell them the story of Prodeo. And I want them to know who we are and what we're doing. And maybe maybe it'll strike up their own interests, their own passions. And so if we can just do that, I think we'll have done a good job.
Yeah, we can close up and leave now.
That ain't happening. That ain't happening because here's too. Yeah, we want to do good. Whatever, right? But when we do that, I find stories.
Yes.
And I'm not going anywhere. There's still stories to tell. Like it's 107,000 people now. There's some stories left to tell. Look, I got at least another 840 episodes to go.
I'm like, and new stories too. You have new stories too. Yes,
right. But so let's just go out. Let's keep meeting people. Let's tell those stories and let's make those connections and let's keep it going. I'm so excited you're coming on. You've become a great friend and I love doing this.
Same.
And as part of we didn't say this, part of the refocus, the change, there's going to be a redesigned website for linktoleesummit.com coming up in the next I'm hoping the next month. I've got a meeting next week to see the new design. I get to look at it and kind of give it a little test run. So hopefully within the next 4 weeks there'll be a new look to it. We're going to have a whole section dedicated to shining a light on those nonprofits. There's going to be a brand new local events calendar we're working on so that every one of those organizations can
We heard you, Roberta.
We heard you. Hey, and that calendar is not limited to just the nonprofits. Any organization in town can get in, and we can put stuff out on there. Community calendars are tough. They're tough to keep going, but I'm kind of excited about this. We need more than just Facebook.
So can you talk a little about the business piece of it for businesses that want to advertise? What is available for them?
Well, so there's a lot of different things we can do, through video, through standard ads, but really, it's not really about the ads. I mean, what we want to do is we want to help tell those local business stories. There's a ton out there. We want to give you an opportunity as a business owner to tell that story, to let people know who you are. The cool thing is we're reaching about 10,000, which is in the news world, in the newspaper world, is pretty darn good. I'll say I go back to the old Giant Journal days when not Giant, but when we were in the heyday of the Lee Summit Journal, we were lucky at that 4 to 6% range. So I think getting 10% is pretty good. I'm not proud of it. But what we want to do is then also we want to give you a chance to talk about the nonprofits that you support, the ones that you like. So it's really tell your story, but also why are you involved with? And I keep picking on Prodeo, but why are you involved with Prodeo? What is it that stirred your passion? What are you doing, and why is it important to maybe for you to tell people about that you're involved and that you want to maybe bring in others? What would you do to bring others in to help? And so that's kind of twofold. And that, look, I'll be honest too, those business partners help us keep doing what we do.
Right.
To focus on that. I mean, the end goal of all of this is we have microphones, we have spotlights, we have website and newsletters and social media, and so we can give attention to those nonprofits. And so let's keep doing that, and then kind of working with these businesses to advertise and to connect will help us keep doing that. And also, we're going to connect to you. If you're a business owner, we're going to make sure your business gets connected to all these people as well. And there's so many different ways that we can do that. There's some events we're working on that we're not quite ready to announce yet, but there's some events we're working on where they can be a part of it, and some celebratory events too that we want to make sure that we are highlighting and honoring people that are doing good in this town.
And maybe we can pay Nick to do birthday shout outs.
Hey, if your executive director has a birthday, you give me a couple of shiny nickels and I'll do a little.
Oh.
Couple shiny nickels, and I will give birthday shout outs.
Birthday shout outs.
But look, it's really all about local stories, local businesses, and community service. Those three things. I've always put them on every every little advertisement or thing I put out about Link to Lee Summit. But those three things drive everything I've ever done about Link to Lee Summit. Is just does it meet 1, 2, or 3 of those statements? Because that's what's important.
And we have a great community. I always say that, but I really, really, really mean it. I have never seen a community that gives so much. Like if you need something, it will appear at the door times 10. So I'm grateful and I'm honored to live here and to be a part of a community that wants to give and wants to see the better in everybody and in everything. So I want to continue that. I want it to be known. And the best way to do it is to be a part of Link to Lee Summit. Look at me.
Oh, look at you.
Already,
I'm so proud of you right now. You were right, because I think, and tell me if you see this the same way too, man. If an organization puts out and shows a need, especially if it's an immediate need, I mean, this town shows up.
Yes, they do.
Shows
They do.
up.
They do.
And hopefully what we can do is not only highlight that, right, those needs and the fact that people do show up and what they're doing, because again, great stories there.
Yes.
But hopefully what we can do by making some of these connections is make it so that we have fewer of those immediate emergency needs.
Right. That's good.
Right. By making those connections, maybe we can keep some of that up. Consistent service.
And we want our community to know too that they're doing good. You guys are doing phenomenal. I mean, I remember when I think we needed some box lunches or foods for Lee Summit Social Service, and they got over and beyond of the hamburger helper. So I'm just saying, that when the ask is there, we're not saying the need doesn't come, but we want it to be a consistent thing where, like you said, we don't want to have those emergencies. The needs are growing in our community. We're having 40% of free and reduced lunch in some of our schools. So we want our community to be okay. It's our job to take care of each other, And I would like to say that Good Neighbor Week is coming up. And, we should be a part of it. We should shine. We should talk about it. And this is a part of being a good neighbor.
Tell me about Good Neighbor Week.
So Good Neighbor Week is September 28th through October 4th. It's Missouri's Good Neighbor Week. So during that week, you want to do and help your neighbor in any way. And I don't mean your neighbor just next door. You got a whole neighborhood. You have students in school. We want our whole community to do a good deed for one another. You see somebody's grass and they're elderly and they need it cut it. A child that's in need needs some extra lunch money or, do it. It doesn't, when somebody needs a cup of coffee, give them a cup of coffee, whatever
What
it
if your
is.
neighbor's just kind of lazy and doesn't mow his lawn? Should you mow it for him?
Nick, find something. No. Find something else to be a good neighbor about.
No, I was saying, can they come mow my lawn for me? Because
you need your lawn mowed.
I'm the lazy neighbor.
I'm sure there's some kids out there, but we want to encourage kindness during that week. I mean, I think what our community is trying to do or will be doing is making become more acts of kindness to lead up to take time to be kind. So we don't want to just celebrate it in February, just one time. We want it to be something that's consistent and constant in our community. So September 28th through October 4th.
I love that. And the third pillar, the serving in our community part, the service, that is one of my favorite things. I feel like that was one of the things that I remember as a lesson from my father was service. And I just like to, I don't know, it's always stuck with me, and I want that we can. And it's not hard. It's not a lot. I mean, it can be if you want it to.
You want it to be, but
it
you
can
don't
be
have
a lot,
to
but
be.
you don't have to be, and it's really easy to get involved. And so, again, hopefully, as we build out this new website, this new section of the site, and we get more content and things out there, and we make some new partnerships that'll help. That's the thing. I want everybody to come together and shine this one giant spotlight.
How can they reach out to you?
Look at you. Are you going to be the new host? Are you taking over? Like, link2leesummit.com. That's the number 2. link2leesummit.com. We're on Facebooks at Link2Lee on Instagram. You can get there, Nick at link2leesummit.com. And look, Vanessa. You're going to put a lot of stuff out there.
Yes. So even if you see us on the street, pull us over, grab us, say, hey, I want to talk to you. We'll be more than happy to talk to you. You can email me at Vanessa, M as in Mary Hickman, HICKMAN @MSN.com. I know my email is old because the kids talk about me, but it is what it is. I'm not letting go.
Look, we have reached a certain age, Vanessa. We can choose that sometimes we're not changing.
I'm not changing.
It's okay.
I have
It's
3 different emails. I'm not
we
changing
are
that one.
we are seasoned enough that we get to pick a few things.
And I'm standing on that one.
It's kind of like I've decided I don't want to learn how to do TikTok. And it's really just because I don't know if I'm ready to learn a new social media thing.
It's the best. It really
I'm a little scared.
It's the best.
I'm a little scared to learn new things.
Like you can have your setup here and do little TikToks and then put it. Oh my gosh, I'll help you.
Okay. All right. So not only is Vanessa here to help me expand the Link to Lee Summit, not really expand, hone in a new focus, and to work with people in the community to shine that spotlight. She's here to teach me new things, force me into new things. Maybe we won't be great friends anymore after all. Vanessa, welcome aboard. I'm really excited about this. Like I said, other than a couple of co-hosts, I really have I've not let anybody else in to partner and play. So I'm excited about it. I feel like maybe we've hit we're Link to Lee Summit's going to be a tween soon.
Okay. We got
so I'm ready. I'm ready for some big kid friendships.
Some new things.
It's not just recess anymore.
We're friends.
Yeah. We can meet in the quad at middle school.
Yes.
Do middle schools have quads?
I don't know.
Vanessa, thank you. I'm really excited. I can't wait to keep telling more people about what we're doing.
Yes, me too.
Awesome. Thank you. That'll wrap us up for this week. We'll talk to everybody next time.
Deuces.